folks, I'm Ronald17. Today is day 27 of reading every single DC comic. So today we're just gonna jump right in. I did take a little 4-day break, but I'm back now doing daily stuff again. So All-Star Comics, the Hawkman story is pretty racist, but All-Star Comics is just a bunch of, different tales of some of DC's most popular superheroes. There's Hawkman, there's Sandman, there's a bunch of stuff. In Batman #2, we see, Joker's in jail, obviously, and Batman plans to lobotomize the Joker for some reason. But then there's this crime syndicate that plans to make the Joker their boss. So they rush this surgery that he's having to save his life because he, cut himself or something. He, self-harmed in prison, which ended up making it so he had to get surgery, life-saving surgery, and the crime syndicate rushes the surgery to, help him escape from prison. So Batman goes to this place. He starts fighting the cops for some reason. He kills some of the cops, and then the cops kill Batman. Turns out it's not Batman. It's a member of the crime syndicate who's pretending to be Batman to distract the cops while the crime syndicate helps Joker escape. For some reason, Batman kidnaps Catwoman. He just kind of forces her to go in his car, and he just drives her away. He promises to let her go, and he calls her the prettiest jewel thief, which I thought was funny. This is Catwoman's second appearance, and they're already flirting. But yeah, he says he'll let her go if she tells him what the syndicate's plan for the Joker is. If she knows, he figures she knows because she has a lot of info on the criminal world or something. So Catwoman says they're keeping him in a hospital plane until he recovers, and they're going to do a bunch of stuff and have him bleed the crime syndicate or whatever. So Batman goes after the Joker, leaving Robin to tail and follow Catwoman because they suspect she's hiding more than she lets on. After recovering, Joker immediately, the second he's able to move and speak on his own, he immediately double-crosses the crime syndicate. Nobody is surprised by that. The only people who are surprised by it are the crime syndicate themselves. So Batman does arrive, though, and starts fighting the syndicate while Joker slips away. Joker catches Catwoman stealing the jewels Joker himself planned to steal. Joker stops her, and he prepares to kill her, and then Robin swoops in, Joker knocks Robin out, and prepares to poison him. Catwoman distracts the Joker long enough for Batman to swoop in. Both Batman and Robin make jokes about Joker's surgery, which is a bit fucked up. He just had a surgery, and both of them are, joking about it, which is a little messed up, if you ask me. Right, the man just had surgery. Chill on him. He just had surgery. You don't gotta make fun of his surgery. I get he's a bad guy. You don't gotta make fun of his life-changing surgery. Joker and Batman then have a sword duel that ends in Batman falling off a balcony. Batman does catch some vines to save himself because for some reason they're in a castle. I don't remember how they got there. It doesn't make any sense. Catwoman managed to barricade herself and Robin in the house, trapping Joker on the balcony. Joker sets fire to the house using a flamethrower that he has for some reason. Batman managed to climb back up to the balcony, knocks Joker out, saves Robin and Catwoman. Catwoman dives into the ocean, escaping with the jewel cask. Turns out Batman separated the cask and the jewels, so Catwoman just has the cask. Batman has the real jewels. And that is Batman #2. Not the entire thing. Obviously, there's other stories, but that's the main story that I wanted to talk about because I think that's the best one. It was fun. It was fun. You got some Batman, Catwoman, Catwoman, sort of anti-hero action. Not really anti-hero, but she's she's a villain who does the right thing sometimes. Yeah, I think that's accurate. And it's cool to see that she has that characterization from the very beginning. Joker is obviously fun. I'm sure he'll return in future issues. Robin didn't get a lot to do here, really. He followed Catwoman, I guess, which is good. He did something. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Blue Beetle #2, nothing much interesting happened. Crack Comics #2 is pretty terrible. Detective Comics #40. This is technically the first mention of Argus, but here they make movies instead of being a government branch. So there's a new horror movie being made, and Bruce visits the set because Julie, his fiance, is in the horror movie. So we do see a couple different people who are being built up as suspects for the murder mystery because it's a murder mystery, sort of fun murder mystery issue. And, we see some people built up as, suspects. There's some fights going on, some disagreements, some arguments. So a few days later, the movie starts shooting. So there's a scene where the main actress is about to get murdered. The leading lady, right? The main actress isn't actually gonna get murdered because it's a play. It's a movie. And so she's about to get murdered in the movie. Suddenly, the lights go out. Some guy with a weird face turns off the lights. When the lights come back on, the lead actress is actually very much dead, stabbed to death. So this launches an investigation. Police do an investigation, but they can't find the killer. They can't figure it out. So they decide, okay, movie's back on. We're just going to continue filming. I don't know, why not? So, a few days later, the movie continues filming. Julie is set to be the next person to play the victim, which puts her in a bad spot. Bruce and Dick dress up as Batman and Robin to investigate before filming resumes to hopefully catch the criminal before Julie dies. Bruce saves the director from some gangsters who want protection money. The director, Bentley, tells Batman the suspect is likely Fred Walker, the victim's ex-boyfriend. Batman investigates Fred, his home, and finds him bleeding out. Fred's last words are, "Clayface, oh, Clayface, oh, Clayface." I don't know what. That was a stupid bit. Robin notices lights on in the Dread Castle set and decides to investigate. Clayface attacks Robin and throws Robin off the Dread Castle into the waters below. Luckily, Batman happens to be nearby and dives into the water, saving Robin's life. Clayface does plan to kill Julie next. The next day, Julie is filming her death scene. Clayface prepares to throw a knife at Julie to kill her, which is a risky move, by the way, because there's a good shot you miss. You don't have perfect aim, Clayface. You're not gonna make that shot. It's a risky shot. You're not gonna make that. So Batman knocks the knife out of Clayface's hand using a batarang, and then a big fight scene between Batman and Clayface breaks out. Clayface gets a good hit on Batman and nearly escapes, but Robin manages to stop him. Stop him. Batman ties up Clayface and the killer is captured. So Batman removes the makeup on Clayface's face, revealing Basil Karlo, the ex-star of the original Dread Castle. Turns out, Basil was killing because he hated that Todd was playing his old role, and he wanted to eventually kill Todd. However, he killed the people he did in the way that he did because the many horror movies he had been in had taken over his mind and soul, and so he was following the plot of the movie. I know it doesn't make sense. I'm as confused as you are. It doesn't make any sense, actually. I don't get it. I don't understand, really, what that is. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But Batman and Robin do get offered movie roles that they do deny, of course. Feature Comics number 33. Flash Comics number 6. There's some, Olympic Games stuff. So, there's a big scandal with a gambler who's working with the assistant commissioner, and they are doing this thing where they're drugging the favorites, right? It's like the Olympic tryouts or something, and they're for some reason betting on it to see who gets into the Olympics, and they're drugging all the favorites by putting this stuff on their shirts that causes them to have shortness of breath, which makes it hard for them to run. So Jay, he uses flash speed to figure everything out. Yeah, and he does it. Yep, and he does join the tryouts at one point. And this is the issue where I realized Jay Garrick just doesn't have a secret identity. There's just nothing there. He's just not even trying to have a secret identity. He doesn't want one. And I was thinking he was trying to have a secret identity, but was really bad at it. That's not true. There's no secret identity. He's Jay Garrick and also the Flash, and everybody just knows that. He's okay with everybody knowing that. So, I was under different impressions, but I'm glad I understand that now. More Fun Comics number 56. Jim Corrigan visits a department store. We're starting with the Spectre. Jim Corrigan visits a department store who reported that they were being threatened. An explosion goes off, and Jim becomes the Spectre, just barely saving civilians. He once again becomes Jim Corrigan, investigates a guy named Bentley, who is the one threatening the department store. Bentley does deny any connection to the explosions. So Jim leaves. He notices he's being followed by Bentley's men, who plan to kill him. So Jim becomes the Spectre and crushes them in their car. He turns like giant and picks up their car and throws it. He follows a telephone line. He shrinks down and goes inside the telephone and follows the line somehow. And he follows it to the big boss, who finds out there's a plan to stop a fur truck and steal the furs, so they can sell the furs. So Jim kills one of the guys and then follows the other two. Back at their base, Bentley tells the two lackeys to go inside the department store and set off a bomb, which will go off 10 minutes after they pull the pin, but the bomb is actually set to go off right when they pull the pin, which will kill them both and get Bentley what he wants at the department store. So the Spectre hypnotizes Bentley and forces him to enter the store. He freezes all three of them and calls the police. He becomes Jim Corrigan and works with the police to stop them. Dr. Fate and Inza have to journey to the Dark Regions to ensure that Wotan's soul is gone. The gods of old show Fate that Wotan is alive indeed. So Wotan has gained the power to destroy the Earth utilizing the electric current of the poles. Fate gets help from an eagle who just tells him some stuff. And then Fate finds Wotan's home and, breaks in. And there's a big fight. And then Wotan prepares to pull the world-destroying lever. He pulls it, and nothing happens. Because turns out, Fate bathed the house in energy while Wotan was monologuing. Which, I guess the energy stopped the pole shifting from happening. I don't know. Fate punches Wotan out and buries him alive. Forever. Mystery Men Comics number 11. Dan and his cop partner are kidnapped by gangsters who suspect one of them is Blue Beetle. Dan manages to defeat them and help Mike escape. The castle blows up. Nickel Comics number 3. Not much interesting there. And that, folks, is the 10 comics for today. Sorry, this is so late. I apologize. I deeply apologize. I'm trying to figure some things out. We're working. We're working on things. My favorite issue today was probably Detective Comics 40. It was very fun. It was cool to see the introduction of Clayface. I also did really like the Spectre and Fate are always fun, but there wasn't much interesting there. Flash was fun. The Olympic stuff was cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!